Hello, I'm Tom Brody and this is News Exposed. When did you last go to your local park? Was it to have a kick around with your friends? Or just to spend time with your family in the sun? And does your park have a lake? Well, Victoria Park in Barrowford, just over the border from Nelson, is very fortunate to have one. And plenty of visitors all year round. And we're going to go over to our friend and reporter Lucy Carter to find out more about it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You seem to be enjoying the ducks today.
Always enjoy the ducks. Plenty of them, isn't there? That's to enjoy.
How often do you get to the park?
I get to the park most days.
Oh, brilliant.
Nearly every day at some point. It might not be a long walk, but I like to come, enjoy the scenery, meeting friends, and I just love it.
Do you think this park is extra special because of the lake?
I think so, because it does attract a lot of families, doesn't it, to see the wildlife. I think they do enjoy coming and feeding the ducks.
Hello girls, nice to see you in the park. What have you come to the park to do today?
Feed the birds.
Oh, is that something you do very often?
Yes.
Brilliant. And what are you feeding them today?
Bird seeds.
Wow, that looks very nutritious. And where have you got that from?
Well,
The
you can get
cafe.
it free from the cafe.
That's really a good message to tell everybody. Do you think the ducks like that food?
Yes, it's nice.
And what brings you to the park more than anything, do you think?
Why do we like coming to the park, Flora?
Because I like parks.
Because you like parks, you like swings, you like feeding the ducks, don't you? You like going for a walk.
Feeding the ducks.
And feeding the ducks. What else can you feed here? What else did you see here?
More ducks.
More ducks. What were the big ones?
Geese.
Geese, that's right.
So in actual fact you're enjoying the wildlife then?
We're enjoying the wildlife and we saw some squirrels, didn't we?
Oh wow, that's fantastic.
The ducks are more ducks.
Yeah.
So do you think the park is especially for families?
It is especially good for families, yeah, but we see dog walkers, don't we? People walking dogs, people going for a run.
Yeah.
Very good for families, yeah.
I'm wondering what's brought you to the park this afternoon?
Well, I'm a neighbour. I live around the corner from the duck pond, so it's a regular every other day. Come for a walk with the kids. So sometimes we come and feed the ducks and just take a walk. I mean, we've got the privilege of having a lovely park on our doorstep.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you think it's very special, this park, because it has a lake?
Absolutely. I mean, all my life I've been living in the area. Only recently, I think about 14 years ago, I've moved just on the other side of the duck pond, and it's having the privilege of a lovely park like this on our doorstep. It's just amazing. It's got everything. Obviously, the flowers blossoming, the ducks, and people from out of town come just for this park to visit it.
Oh, I just love all seasons. Each season's just different, and there's so many beautiful trees and the wildlife, all the different ducks. Very positive experience.
Oh, yeah, I've lived in the area 34 years, and this is one of the things that drew me to come here, to have the park. So.
And do you always come on your own, or over the years have you brought?
Oh well, my son, I used to bring my son. I mean, the best part I think about Victoria Park, and I've been coming for years, is that it's for everybody. It's flat. It's flat, it's great for disabled people, anybody with pushchairs. There's loads of benches if somebody is struggling, getting about. Yeah. And the river, the lake, the bandstand, and it's a great place to walk from one place to another as well.
How often do you come to the park?
Oh, I'm in the park every day. The park's really important for exercise and fresh air and being with nature.
Do you think this park is particularly special because it has a lake?
Absolutely, and I think it's one of the most important things in the park, that and the bandstand on the other side. So it's cleaner than it was, I think, because the drains are working better at both ends, but it's still a bit mucky. And if bread is chucked in vast quantities, then it just gets a bit unpleasant.
not feeding the ducks like bread and that sort of thing? Because lots of people do.
Because it's not healthy.
Well, this lake certainly seems very popular with the local residents, who say they like to come here to witness nature happening on their doorsteps. And with me now is Susan Ellis, who can tell us more about life on the lake. So Susan, I believe you're a bit of a wildlife expert.
Oh, not really. I'm just a nature enthusiast.
And how often do you get to visit this lake?
Well, I come to this lake every couple of days, and I try and get round other parks with water at least every week or two.
Why so often?
Well, if there's a pond or a lake, I like to check the quality of the water to monitor the health of the wildlife living on it. You see, all lakes and rivers and ponds are living environments. They are homes for all kinds of species, above the water and below it. And all the different species are perfectly adapted to their environment. They depend on the water to live healthily.
Is that why you check the water?
Absolutely. You see, the problem is, water can easily become polluted. And once polluted, it becomes toxic to wildlife, even killing off some of the species living there.
So, the water has to stay clean all the time?
Yes, that's right. But unfortunately, quite often people accidentally pollute the water when feeding the wild birds. This ruins the environment for the wildlife.
That's not good.
No, it's not. The thing is, like us, wild birds need to have a certain kind of food if they're going to stay healthy.
What, like bread?
Not at all. Human food is certainly not okay for wild birds. It's a bit like us only ever eating chips or sweets. We may want to eat them, and we may feel full up afterwards, but we wouldn't be getting the nutrients we need to keep us fit and healthy. So we would quickly become very ill. This is what can happen when ducks and geese eat human food.
I see what you mean.
Not only that, when bread or other human foodstuff is thrown on the water, it quickly sinks to the bottom, where the birds can't reach it anyway, and there it slowly begins to rot. It contaminates the water for all the species living there.
What about leaving leftover food for the birds beside the water then, so it doesn't rot and pollute the lake? Is that okay?
Any unwanted human food left beside the lake doesn't really get eaten up by ducks and geese. Instead, rats come along to eat it, and they bring with them lots of nasty diseases, which is harmful to the wildlife. There's even one disease they spread, which is also dangerous to dogs and us humans.
So, to all you park lovers out there, today we have it from Susan Ellis. It is vital, if we are to help sustain the wildlife on the water, in our parks we should only offer appropriate bird food, and not things like bread, crisps or rice. In fact, not any leftover human food. And we should certainly not be leaving any waste food at the edge of the water, or anywhere around the park, if we are to avoid attracting vermin and spreading the horrible diseases they carry. But there is good news. If you enjoy feeding the wild birds in your local park like me, you could buy some wild bird food from your local pet store, which will be safe to use. And if you happen to be in Victoria Park, you can get a bag of healthy bird food from the Pavilion Cafe for just a small donation. Back to you, Tom, in the studio.
Well, it can't be clearer than that. No bread or other human food should be left anywhere in the parks, as this will definitely pollute the water and do a lot of damage to our wildlife. In fact, once you've finished your picnic, please place all your litter in any of the bins that are around the park itself. Oh, and here's a good idea, just emailed in from Jonathan T of Nelson. He says, always leave the bread and leftovers at home. Instead, cut up grapes, sweet corn and thawed frozen peas, as these are more healthy alternatives for the ducks and geese, and these will not contaminate the water. Well, thanks for that, Jonathan. Well, until next time, I'm Tom Brodie. This is News Exposed. Have fun in the park. Bye.